being recorded in September 2025, which is we're coming into the end of this 9 year, which is all about endings and moving into a 1 year with 2026. And there is just so much bubbling up right now that the reason it's coming up is because it just cannot go with you into your highest timeline.
Yeah, I mean, even now we're in the 999 portal, and just allowing that's a completion. And even being in a 9 year, as Sarah was mentioning, it's like we're completing cycles. Things are just like I was talking to my sister earlier today. If you're feeling waves of emotion, if things feel crunchy, if things are reflecting in your 3D reality that are like, gosh, these are sacred no's to me. Just look at it this way. Just like you have an old pair of shoes that you've outgrown, that's what's happening with your identity. Like there's old versions of your identity, old circumstances that you've just outgrown. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. Doesn't mean that, if there's grief there, that's okay. Grief can be beautiful and sacred, and make it a beautiful experience, just like love and joy. Like your spirit wants to celebrate all of it. So we'll share just some thoughts about what we're doing now during this eclipse season, but like just know you're not alone. This is an invitation orchestrated by your consciousness, by spirit, and that aspect of you wants to let go of the old so the new can be birthed. And the eclipses help with that. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. And you may experience this too, like after you have a big release, that a lot of, fresh downloads, creative energy, creative inspiration comes through, and realignment with something higher comes through. It's really a sacred time, this sacred rebirth that's happening collectively right now for the Divine Feminine Collective. And I don't know, I'm getting full body chills right now. There's just...
Me too. That's funny.
We are in the midst of a sacred rebirth right now. And it's just like when you think of like a real birth, there's like some contractions before the baby is born, and you are birthing something so new, something new is being birthed through you. Like even with Michelle and I, this show, this is a new creation that's being birthed through us, from us following the fun, following the frequency, stepping into the unknown, stepping into what lights us up and what's fun. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, but like this sacred rebirth is like what's coming through right now, as far as like the word I just heard. And the other thing is, you're like in the chrysalis right now. If you're listening if you're resonating with this right now, especially, this is timely and timeless. So right now, at the time of this being recorded in September 2025, you're in the chrysalis, and you may even have like one wing out, right? Or even two wings out. But it's like, the caterpillar has no idea what it's about to become, right? And so there's just so much being restructured and being completely, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rejuvenated?
It's not even rejuvenated. Like, we need to really understand what's happening here. And
it's dying. Like, it's
the
old is turning to mush.
Yeah,
it's quite literally. And I learned this about chrysalis and butterflies. I love what you said. It's giving me full body chills, that the caterpillar has no freaking idea what she's about to metamorphosize into.
Yeah.
And so
it would blow her mind.
It would blow her mind, and it would be too scary. Like she couldn't.
Like, hell no.
Like what? I'm going to look that gorgeous and radiant and
fly?
And fly? What the hell? But the thing with the chrysalis, in order for the butterfly to break out once she's ready, she starts creating resistance in the chrysalis. The resistance is her wings.
Chills.
Me too. It's strengthening her wings, because if Mother Nature didn't build that process into flapping and pushing against, not that you have to create chaos, like don't create that, more of it in your world, but like if it shows up, the resistance is for your strengthening, because your wings are required to be strong enough for you to fly. That's what actually breaks the chrysalis, and it strengthens her wings at the same time. So Mother Nature knows what it's doing.
Yeah, and so the other thing that is coming up is, the ego doesn't like to hear this, but your soul has no problem hearing this. But the ego doesn't like it. That death and rebirth are two sides of the same coin. Destruction and creation are two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
The ego hates hearing this, because the ego just wants to like sugarcoat everything and
avoid
ride
pain.
the high wave and avoid the destruction or avoid the death. But it's actually, they're two sides of the same coin, and you see this in nature. Right, you see
the leaves.
You see it all. It's part of the process, and so the more you cease to resist the process and just understand what it is that you're going through, which is a complete metamorphosis that you have no clue what's on the other side of this, just like the caterpillar to the butterfly, realizing that the caterpillar is also beautiful, right? And this process is a sacred process. That's why I always call it sacred rebirth, right?
I love that.
But they're two sides of the same coin, and when you can fully embrace it, this is part of divine feminine rising. There's a fiery element to it. Fire is the element of purification. It's also the element of alchemy, and this is what's happening in the divine feminine collective that's rising into their power. There is an alchemy that is happening within you, which is turning shit in your life into gold. But you have zero clue how this is supposed to go down or how it's supposed to happen, and you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be fully honoring the process. And I don't like to use the word supposed to, but
being in the unknown.
Being in the unknown of it.
You're invited to be in the unknown and honor it. And when you look at it with reverence, like Sarah, you're introducing, which I love, the wording you're using, the frequency behind it. When we have that distinction of the reverence there, just like birthing a baby, like there's contraction, there's pain, there's all kinds of things going on, but there's a reverence of what is on the other side of that, and that's life, and that it's not always easy, and it's okay. Like there's no judgment on it. There's no it doesn't need to look a certain way or be a certain way or look like if chaos and challenge happens, that's okay. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like the best thing is to just come into the present moment. You always talk about this, just presence is where all of power resides, and from that sacred void, that the divine feminine is the void. It's infinite possibility. It's becoming aware of more, and the way you do it is by being present.
And also what's happening is you're being stripped of if you're on this journey, it is what it is. It's your ascension timeline. And when we talk about in our previous episodes, be the one, is a common phrase we use a lot. You're being stripped during this process as well. If you understand this, it softens it in a way that you're being stripped of all the places that you've given your power away, and all the places
limitations
where you've attached to things outside of yourself for validation, approval, safety, or security.
Yep.
Because you're being guided home to yourself. You're being guided home to the one that lives within you and all of us. This is your ascension timeline. This is unity consciousness that you're moving into. You're going from separation consciousness, aka there's something outside of you that you can give your power away to heart-centered unity consciousness where you are one with all that is. And so any place that you're giving your power away, which means attached to things in order to you will be stripped of those attachments in the most loving way, sometimes very easily and sometimes not so easily. And what determines that is how hard you grip to them for your validation or approval.
Yeah, well said. That's really good. Drop a comment below. Are you feeling like this is resonating with you? Have you been on this journey, the metamorphosis, feeling like you're being called towards more? Aspects of you are falling away, or you're being stripped of old identities so that you can step into the new and birth the new? We'd love to know.
It could feel like chaos. It could feel like it could feel like just uncertainty. It could feel like fear. It could feel like anxiety. It could feel like a lot of things in the body because it's not gonna feel normal. It's not gonna feel your comfort zone. It's not gonna feel what you've been used to, because you're transcending beyond that. You're transcending even this separate sense of self. Like you're just this little separate me self human that needs to go out and try to figure everything out in the world. When you're being guided home to be able to rest in your divinity, embody your divinity, be a living, walking, talking, breathing expression of your divinity, which is rooted in truth. And that's what gets stripped in this journey, is everything that's rooted in falsehood.
And it's this divinity, God, universe, source is in you, as you, through you. It has been since the moment you took your first breath, and it'll be there beyond when you take your last. So you're never alone. The stripping away is just the falsities, the things that consciousness wants to seek: fullness, abundance, love, expression, the big audacious version of you, the truest, highest timeline that your soul said hell yes to come forth here. And so anything that's not that, it's being lovingly released. And sometimes that's chaotic.
Yeah.
And just so if you can just look at it and, like Sarah mentioned, release the grip, soften. Would I like to continue to rest in the state of consciousness? Even if you don't feel it yet, you can rest in certainty. I don't know how or why this is happening, but I'm certain that God, universe, source, consciousness is in me, as me, through me, guiding me. I am certain, and I am choosing the certainty of the divine, of the creator that is in me. Like, you can choose that state of consciousness. You're never at effect. You're always at cause. You always get to choose the state of consciousness, and it is that simple of a decision. And feel it to free it, feel it to heal it, feel it to free it. So whatever emotions are alive for you, don't override it. We don't ever preach brushing them under the positivity carpet. Just be the fullest feeling of it. Emotion is just energy in motion. Move the energy, feel it to free it, and then decide the state of consciousness you choose to rest in.
I just had this image come into my mind. I think I was talking to my mom about this a few years ago or something. It was like, well, I guess spirit just had to like clean all the little nooks and crannies of any place I've been hiding my power, dimming my light. And it's like, spirit is very, the divine within you that lives as you is very meticulous in this cleaning. So if you try to stuff stuff in the closet
It's not a
or
hoarder.
under the couch, it's, there's all, like, no, every little square inch
of your not your
gets purified and transcended and alchemized on this journey.
The false self can't exist. It's just, it was the false identity, the ego's a tool that's helped you to this point. You can use it as a tool beyond this, but it's your true self, the shining light, the radiance of the divine. That is what wants to birth through right now. And so the more we just say yes to that, rest in certainty,
and awareness.
Awareness
is probably the most, like, in order
awareness,
to even to get to certainty, like,
you got to be aware that
it's like
consciousness
Eckhart Tolle
is,
says, like, don't resist the present moment, right? Accept the present moment as if you have chosen it. So you're not running from life, you are life, you're experiencing it. But then you have this awareness in the present moment. And even if it feels like things are just like completely, just totally a shit show, like, that, I promise, is the quickest line to peace. And peace in the chaos. Eventually, you can easily become the eye of the storm, even while the rest of the stuff is recalibrating. But I always say, you're a brave soul on this journey because you've already come in with the commitment to live your highest truth, or you wouldn't be resonating with Michelle and I. And when you come in with an intention like that, and when you on a soul level get here incarnated in this human expression, and you say, I'm here to live my highest expression, everything that's not in alignment with that must go.
it falls away.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we're doing this as a collective, you guys. This isn't, I know it can feel isolating, and it can feel like you're alone, and it can feel like nobody gets you, and probably a lot of your family members, friends, college friends, high school friends, a lot of people probably don't get you because you're not here to walk the same path as 95% of the population. You're here to lead a new paradigm. And there's no map for that. And so you can feel alone, you can feel isolated and stuff during this part of this journey. And that is also very sacred, because when you are isolated, that is intentional by spirit for you to be able to connect more with the one within you, and not have to have so many distractions outside of you to pull your focus and your awareness outside of you. So all of this is divinely aligned, divinely guided, sacred, and you're just not doing this alone. So it helps to tune into transmissions and calibrations like this. So if you got value from this, we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop a comment and let us know, and hit subscribe if you want to follow along, because we're in this together.
Yeah. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.